statement that I have to read here. This is a January 19th, 2022 scheduled meeting of the Shelter Island Zoning Board of Appeals. And for the record, we do have a quorum present. The notice of the meeting followed the open meetings law as amended by the executive order allowing meetings to take place telephonically or through other similar services. We will be using Zoom and will be recording the meeting, which will be available on the Town of Shelter Island YouTube channel. The Zoom link to view the meeting has been publicized, and members of the public have the ability to listen to and to view the meeting. Additionally, we will be following the voting protocol used by the Suffolk County Legislature at its March 17th, 2020 meeting. All voting on board actions and resolutions will be done by roll call, and we ask that all board members clearly state their name when making a motion and clearly state their vote when their name is called. Is that all good there, Christina?
Perfect.
Okay. So roll call, William Johnston.
Here.
Phil Diorio is here. Lynn Colligan.
Here.
Lisa Kreckler.
Here, sorry.
Tom Graffinino.
Here.
Town Attorney Bob DiStefano.
Here.
Okay, and we also have our liaison, Amber Brock Williams, and Town Supervisor Jerry Siller with us here tonight. The first order of business is to review and approve the December 15th, 2021 minutes. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
And state your name, please.
Lisa Kreckler.
Okay,
I'll
do I have
second
a
it.
second?
Lynn Colligan, I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor? Lynn Colligan, you go first.
Aye.
Tom Graffinino,
Aye.
Lisa Kreckler,
Aye.
William Johnston,
Aye.
Phil Diorio votes aye. All right, so the next order of business, we have one application in front of us, and that's 10 Thompson Road, the Cummings property. When we closed the hearing, they were supposed to provide us with some information, and they did provide some photos of the greenery between. They could not get the surveyor back to the property. They were also supposed to provide us with some elevations, and they did provide us with drawings, elevations, but there are no dimensions on them. The architect refers to just one dimension in his letter to us, where the second floor wall height is only 8 feet. And you know, you can do a little fooling around on those plans with a ruler and sort of see it, but I would like to see, because there was some question in the letter of denial about the grade, about the basement perhaps being considered habitable space and turning this into a 3-story situation. So I would like to get as much information as possible and get dimensions on these drawings, and not just the stuff that's in the setback, but kind of everything, all those dimensions. It just seems to me that it's unfair to the applicant and to the neighbor for us to make any decision based on what we have here in front of us. I don't know. I'd like everybody to just weigh in. If you could just take a turn and give me your take on that.
I agree with you, Phil. I don't think we can make a proper decision if we don't have all the information presented to us. I, for one, would really like to know the height, especially where they're asking for the variance. In good faith, I can't make a decision on that until we have that information.
I concur with Lisa and Phil. I did have a question in my notes. I wrote existing stairwell ? And I'm wondering if that jogs
Right.
anybody's memory.
Yeah, so the they had said that, you know, when I had asked why not put the second story part in the middle of the house, away from the setback. Their reasoning was that they wanted to preserve an existing stairway. in the
Okay.
house.
Thank you.
Hey, Phil, one thing on this, I think it's a good idea to get the additional information. Just, I would make sure that you could allow it to be done by the architect on his site plan, and that you not require a new survey. They're taking over a year.
Right, so, I communicated with them a little bit on the survey, and they submitted some GIS photos, and I said, okay, we wouldn't need to have a survey to see the vegetation. That's fine with me, Bob. The elevations we have, I'd like to get 4 sides. Right now we have 2 sides, and I'd like to get all the numbers on them. They don't need to have a survey to do that.
Correct.
Tom and Punch.
I agree. I drove by the property more than once, looked at it, and while the vegetation is there, as a tangible piece, going up and a little further out, Mother Nature, I know things can be moved and planted again, but it's not a huge buffer there. Right now, as it stands, and going up, it's going to be even less. So I agree. I think a little bit more information, and why another area hasn't. I mean, they list the stairway as a piece, but I think it's pushing it.
Yep. Punch.
Yeah, I've been there 3 times myself. I think the vegetation buffer between the 2 houses is not adequate, because the lower part, you can see the other house.
Mhm.
You sit in your car, even on the road. If they're going to do something on that side, I think they're going to have to put a stockade fence up, at least 6 foot, because 4 foot, 4.5, 5 foot, there's nothing there.
So what about some sort of a supplement to the vegetative buffer, some sort of other vegetative stuff there, some evergreen?
Because it's going to be tight there, Phil. If you plant more stuff, it's going to make it narrower. I think a fence, a stockade fence, it'll be better, because it takes up less area and it'll be solid.
I'm not sure more vegetation would grow underneath those giant.
No,
Right,
no,
and that could be.
Anyway,
no, that's why I'm saying a fence I think is going to have to be done if we grant this.
The first floor of the house is already in that same spot, so they're really just going up here as opposed to going,
But they're
further
going to go
into the site.
closer. They're
I
going to
don't
go
think they're getting any
closer.
closer. I don't think they're getting any closer there. I think it's just they're going up.
I thought it showed that it did go out a little bit.
Yeah.
It's in
I
the
think it went
setback.
down a little bit.
Let me just take a peek here at my plan.
Is it-
Yeah, I don't think that they're intruding any more into the buffer, into the setback.
Yeah.
Well, my recommendation is that we table this for now. We request a full set of elevations. And we ask them for some sort of a possible screening plan.
That makes
Does
sense.
that make sense?
I agree.
Yes. Lisa, you there somewhere?
yep. Can you hear me?
Punch, what do you think about that?
It's too close and it's open.
So I mean, I would like to see, the elevations there anyway, and some sort of a proposal for some sort of a buffer there between them and the neighbor. Christina, is it possible that you and I could communicate a little bit and we could send them those requests?
Yes, of course.
Okay. I don't think that we have any other business here tonight. Anybody have anything they want to discuss right now, or
Did we do the calendar?
we did the calendar?
Okay.
Oh, sure. Yeah, but this means that we don't have closed applications and we don't have hearing next week then. Therefore-
Okay, well, but here's the thing is that if these folks have something to give us for next week, then, you know, I in fairness to them, I'd like to look at it next week. But, you know, I don't want them to submit the stuff next Tuesday night or something like that.
Mhm.
either. Does that seem fair to everybody?
Agreed.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Okay, so may I have a motion to close the meeting?
I'll
Lynn
make a motion.
Colligan. Oh, go ahead, Punch.
Oh, yeah, William Johnson, make a motion to close the meeting.
Lynn
Is there a
Colligan,
second?
second it.
All in favor? Phil DiOrio's in favor?
Lynn Colligan, aye.
Thomas Graffinino, aye.
Lisa Crackler, aye.
Punch, you got to weigh in.
Well, I did, I voted, made the motion.
Okay,
Did that? Yeah, I'll make a motion, we close it.
okay. All right, that's that.